Hello and happy Monday. This is Miss Kelly here again with your literacy lessons of the week. I'll be doing literacy again this week and Miss Finney will be recording your math videos for this week. This is the literacy lesson for Monday, April 27th. And today we're going to read a story called It's a Comet. And we're going to answer some questions from the story by restating the question words and using text evidence. Let's get started looking at our story. Take a few seconds and look at our story. Do you notice anything? Can you make any connections to the story? I notice there's a picture here. It's a picture of space. I think maybe a comet is another part of space that we're going to learn about. Did you guys make any other connections or predictions? Okay, let's look at a couple important vocabulary words first before we begin reading. There's the word orbit. You should remember this word from other stories, but if you forgot, orbit means to spin or to go around. So if you orbit, you're spinning or going around. Another important vocabulary word is the word core. Core means the center or middle of something. So think of like an apple core is the middle or the center of the apple where the seeds are. Okay, we've made some connections. We've gone over our important vocabulary. Now we're ready to get started reading the story. Miss Kelly is going to read the story out loud. I want you to pay attention to how I read in meaningful phrases. I'm not reading word by word because that would go too slow, and we know amazing readers read in meaningful phrases as fluently as they can. I'm going to model that. Then I'm going to ask you to pause the video, go back, and read along with Miss Kelly. Remember, good readers practice reading many times, so it's okay. You can go back and practice with Miss Kelly as many times as you need to. Let's get started reading. It's a comet. A comet is a large chunk of ice and dust that orbits or goes around the sun. It is like a big, dirty snowball. Comets travel far out into the solar system and then move back toward the sun. A comet has a main core called a nucleus. The nucleus is made of ice, dust, gas, and rock. It can be several miles wide. When a comet gets close to the sun, some of the dust and gas form a long, glowing tail. Okay, Miss Kelly modeled how to fluently read our story. Time to pause here and go back to the beginning to practice with Miss Kelly. I'll wait here for when you're done practicing. Are you guys ready to move on? Okay. I have a challenge for you guys. I want to see, can you find a word that uses the or sound? Remember, or like in corn is spelled O-R. If you need help remembering, it's down here, the or sound as in corn. I want to see if you can find any words in our story that have the or sound. Pause the video here and point to it on your screen. Okay, now that we've found our or words, we're ready to move on to writing today. Writing is going to be answering some questions from our text, but to be able to answer these questions, we want a complete sentence. I'm going to show you how you can use words from the question to help you build out a complete sentence. Our first question is, what is a comet? Now you might be wondering, why did Miss Kelly put the word what in yellow? Well, I put it in yellow because what and where are some of our question words. I know that it's going to be a question if I hear the word what or the word where at the beginning. If I'm trying to answer the question, I don't want that question word anymore. I'm not going to say a comet is what? Because then I'm not answering the question. I'm asking another one. So I'm going to get rid of that word what. Let's see if the rest makes sense. Is a comet, no, that doesn't quite make sense. But if I rearrange those words, a comet is, Do you see how I'm using words from the question? A, comet, is. I use those words left from my question to build out my complete sentence. Now I know if I want to answer, what is a comet? I'm going to say, a comet is, Let's try it again down here. My next question is, where does a comet travel? Am I going to include the word where when I answer the question? No. What do you think I'm going to say to restate the question? Check your work with Miss Kelly's. I said, a comet travels. That way I'm using the words from the question to answer it in a complete sentence. That is your work today, my friends. I want you to answer both questions using a complete sentence and text evidence. What is a comet? And where does a comet travel? If you need to, you can go back and reread the story again to find your text evidence. Can't wait to see this work? Don't forget to send a picture and send it to Miss Finney or Miss Kelly. Thanks, first grade.